And this next piece, courtesy of our Vancouver team, takes us to Whistler.
Let me guess, Whistler, winter, it was probably a snowy day.
That it was.
Wait, don't tell me, did Grant finally hit the slopes and go skiing?
Is that all you think about when you think about Whistler, Anthony?
Well, it is the most popular part about Whistler. I should know, my twin lives there.
Well, perhaps for some, but there's a lot more to beautiful Whistler, BC, including the brand new world-class venue, the Audain Art Museum. This museum houses a permanent collection of paintings, carvings, sculptures, and masks from BC artists.
To show a different side of Whistler.
Indeed, that's one reason the museum was built there. Let's check it out.
Whistler, BC, Canada's winter sports hotspot, is expanding its identity and becoming an all-round tourist destination. The new Audain Art Museum is a big step in that direction. Dedicated to the diverse art produced in BC, the museum has earned rave reviews for its building and the permanent collection housed in its spacious galleries.
Hi, Grant. Welcome to the Audain Art Museum.
Thanks so much for having me. It's good to meet you.
According to Chief Curator Darren Martins, visual art has a lot to teach us.
Since time immemorial, individuals have been creating art, whether it was for ceremonial purposes, whether it was for decorative purposes, religious purposes. You know, and I think we're at an interesting time within our sort of evolution as a species, in that we have all this we're able to draw on the wealth of the history of the visual art from the province, and also have visual art here at the museum, which touches on a number of very important issues that are taking place. Visual art is really an important tool for us to connect with one another, and also to think deeper about the issues that affect all of us.
For this reason, Darren and the museum are trying to reach a wide audience and have made accessibility a priority.
All of our public areas are wheelchair accessible, so that is a big bonus for those who have to use either a wheelchair or a motorized device. And one of the things that we offer that not many other museums offer is we offer touch tours of our collection.
Touch tours! In no time, I had on a pair of gloves and with Darren as my guide, started to tour. First up, a giant ornately carved cedar piece called The Dance Screen by James Hart.
It is monumental in scale. It's about 5 meters across, 3 meters high. And what the artist has done is carved a number of figures, and one that you're touching, and there's also one on like where I am. And what they do is they guard this special portal between the spirit world and between the world that we're in today, the physical world.
I see.
And then dancers go behind the screen, and then where you were feeling the mouth of this figure, so his mouth is open and round, right? So when they're singing behind that, it's like it projects through this figure. So these figures come alive.
From wood to leather. Next up, a contemporary piece that takes something familiar and pulls it apart.
What you're feeling now are a series of Air Jordan basketball shoes that have been cut up and reassembled in different ways to create something that has a very unique design. But then, when you hear some of the context of it, it could be mask elements to it, depending on how you look at it.
Moving along from leather to snow?
You reach out and touch it, yes.
And there are lots of balls.
There are lots of balls, that's right.
snowballs.
That's snowballs, that's exactly what it is. I think one of the interesting things about this piece is it's all about contradictions. One thinks about snow as light and fluffy, and here we have snow that's made out of bronze.
Yeah.
So it's a very durable piece.
Absolutely.
You know.
What's cool is the fact that obviously when you make snowballs, form them with your hands, they're never going to be perfectly round, right? They're always going to have some distinguishing characteristics, and that comes through in this piece too, that each snowball feels a little bit different.
I got just a taste of the diverse offerings that have made the museum into an important destination for art lovers like volunteer docent Kathy Jewett.
It is a must-see destination because all in one place we have 200 years of BC art history here. Everything from First Nations art that has a historical background all the way up to contemporary First Nations and other BC artists in all kinds of different media.
The Audain Art Museum gave me a chance to experience art in a way rarely offered to people with vision loss. But if art is about communication, this is an experience that more institutions should engage in and keep the conversation going.
I gotta say, I love the VIP treatment Darren and the team at the Audain Art Museum offers their blind or low vision customers. It is incredible to be able to have the opportunity to get that up close with delicate pieces like those.
No kidding, they are definitely all about accessibility and are currently looking into other ways to be more inclusive, like including audio tours and creating tactile replicas of their pieces.
For more information about the museum and the exhibits, visit audainartmuseum.com or download the free Audain app from the Apple App Store.